guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be working on this free lawnmower. I'm driving home and I see free take me, and when I see that, that's got my name on it. That's money all day. Play money, easy money, toy money, whatever you want to call it. It's easy money to be made. I'm going to show you how to fix it. It's got a bad blade adapter. When you go to pull the recoil feels like it's almost like a broke timing key, but it's not jerking out of your hand. You can tell the blade is not turning with the crank. It's a real weird feeling. It's a real simple process. So let's go ahead and get into the video, and I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to fix it, and we'll go from there. This was a $40 fix. Mower's probably worth 150 bucks. I also wanted to point out the fact they got a brand new blade on it for me, so that's even better. Alright guys, because this is a self-propelled mower, we got to get the belt, drive belt cover off, which has got these 3/8 screws. I think there's 2 or 3 of them. We'll get that off. It doesn't look like we're going to have to slide hammer or use a puller. This blade adapter will slide right off. So let me get these screws out, and I'll get that blade adapter off and show you. Alright, here we have it. Let's slide this blade adapter off, roll the belt off, pull this off. Might be a little tricky to get off. There we have it. So here's our brand new one over here. This tripod's working really nicely, guys. It's our brand new one. In there, there's a key down inside there. On this one, you can see, look, it's busted. They either hit a stump, branch, something. That's very weak Chinese metal. On these mowers, let me educate you. A lot of these Craftsman, this is a Craftsman. It's Cub Cadet, MTD, Troy Belt. They're all the same. They're all junk. I mean, they're all what they are. They're cheap. Here's the part number on it with blocking out my address. Hopefully you guys can see that. So, get this on there. Put 16 ounces of oil in it. That's what they require, about 16 ounces. Let me get it on. Simple. Can't get no simpler than this. They might have a little bit of a burr on the crankshaft, which is no big deal. They do. From the old blade adapter spinning around. I'm gonna clean this up off camera with a piece of emery cloth. Put a little spray on it, WD-40. Slide this back on, roll the belt down, and see what we got. There we have it. The new blade adapter's on. This cover's gonna go on. Guys, on some of these covers are actually a belt guide. It's very, very important you make sure that the belt is right in between these 2 pins. You can see the wear on the pins from the belt. You get that jammed up or not on the correct side or whatever which way, it'll bust your belt. Guarantee it, or the drive won't work. On some mowers, you have to actually have the self-propelled cable pulled or the lever pulled so the cover will actually slide on, so the belt guide will line up. And this one is pretty straightforward, so I'm just gonna pop it on and let's see. Also, when you put your blade back on, always put your cutting edge. The top part here will go up towards the engine of the mower. Put it on backwards like this, no good. You can see the indent on this blade. The adapter piece sits right here. So put it back on here. You can see the 2 holes will lock the blade in. I'll run the bolts in tight. The oil's draining out real nice. You can see they had a ton in here. Quite a bit. Should only be 16 ounces in there. Tip it up. You'll never strip a drain plug doing it this way. Let me put some oil in it. I haven't even looked at the gas yet. And we'll see if that does it. Alright guys, we're gonna see if we can get it to start. This is an even better deal yet. This mower had a full tank of gas too. When gas is $4 a gallon, we'll take it. All right, I'm not 100% satisfied with the way that I can tell the idle is on this. It wants to go up and down. When you do a customer repair, run these things for 20 minutes, make sure they're set. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do a real quick carb clean on these. I just wanna see if there's any dirt in the bowl, so I feel comfortable selling it to somebody knowing that it's gonna run right for them and perform right. So let me get it up on the workbench and we'll do a real quick carb clean on this for you guys. First thing I noticed with this is they got the air cleaner cover on. Kind of not really that great. One clip's broke here. That's no big deal. The self-tapper in it. The air cleaner looks good too. Oh yeah, that's why it's revving up. Somebody's been in here playing. I like to call it playing when they try at home. I get it, everybody wants to save money. These are 10 millimeters. Let me get the right tools over here and I'll get your camera back on in a minute. Alright guys, I'm gonna zip these off. I usually just use a cordless quarter-inch impact for a lot of this stuff. I can tell you right now, I don't know what they got going on, but this cover is not on right. That's the issue with it. It's probably why it's revving up. When I first started, it's probably sucking air. Oh yeah. They had the spacer in these covers here. Let me show you. Common when people work on stuff and they're just not familiar. This little spacer right here, that's got to be in there. They got the cover, as you can see, it's got a slight bend in it. I'm gonna throw all this in the ultrasonic cleaner. I like my stuff really clean, so I know that the carburetor is not gonna be sucking dirt. You can tell. Let me bring you guys in here. It's different with this tripod. You can tell, guys, when you look right here, there's dirt in the throat of the carburetor. It's sucking. It wasn't sealing here. You can see right all in here. So let me get the float bowl off. I'll clamp this fuel line. I usually use a pair of needle nose vice grips. I don't have any here, so I'm going to come up with a way to clamp the fuel line and we'll clean all this off. Let me show you how I do that real quick. I like to take some carb clean and spray all this down. You see all the dirt coming off there? Get that all nice and clean before you screw with it. It'll save you time. Try not to spray a bunch of it in the throat of the carburetor. It's hard. I'm doing this while I'm on camera for you guys. So let me get the float bowl off. That's going to consist of a 10 millimeter nut on the bottom here. I got to clamp this fuel line off somehow. This has got to be clamped off. So I'm just going to pull this nut off. And let me get it clamped off and I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's off. Alright, let's see what we got for sediment in the bottom of this float bowl. I got just a couple clamps on there. That's not the way you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to use a pair of vice grip needle nose, clamp it off. Actually, the float bowl is extremely clean. So I'm just going to spray a little compressed air in the bottom of the main jet. I'm going to check these seals here since somebody was playing. They look good. So I'm just gonna blow this off, blow that main jet out a little bit. Wipe this bowl out. Be careful with this gasket. You gotta make sure it seats. A lot of times, don't break them off the bowl. If they stay on like this, just be really gentle and leave them be. So when you put it back together, it'll slide up in there. And I wanna check the needle valve since somebody's been up in here. And it's working like it should. Because a lot of people will take the needle valve out and they don't understand how it goes back in and they'll never have it set right and it will not seal. Okay guys, let me get this back together off camera and we'll see if she runs better. Here's another little discovery that you like to find. They got double gaskets. They had them both sandwiched between the choke plate here. So let me take these apart. They're not ripped or anything, but look at, see that? That's important there. That can't be like that. That opening needs to be open. So let me try to get these apart without screwing them up like I just did. Alright guys, I had a gasket, thank God. Whenever I get a Chinese carburetor, they come with a ton of gaskets. This gasket here on the outside, as long as these orifices are not blocked, these passageways are not blocked, you can use a gasket. All that's doing is sealing the air intake to the choke plate. So as long as it seals good against the air intake and it's not blocking any of these passageways, you can use it. So this one will work for me. Should. Alright guys, I'm gonna put the air intake back on. I got it nice and clean. You always want it really good and clean, so none of that dirt gets back inside that carburetor. I hope this one will straighten out. Whoever worked on this thing kind of really, they did a number. Here they had a small bend in the back of this plate. First time I've seen that, but they will do it. So let's get together and see if it starts. Alright, let's fire it up. As you can hear, it's got a knock. The engine's loose. So this might not be what I think it is, but it might have a bent crank. I probably should have checked the crank because they did bust the blade adapter, but usually that gives out first. So let me tighten the motor. Alright guys, I tightened the motor back down to the base of this. There was 2 loose bolts. I think somebody was really digging into this, maybe trying to repair it. I'm not sure. I don't want to bad talk about anybody. I know everybody's trying to learn. So it doesn't vibrate. If you have a bent crank, it'll really shake, man. So I think that's gonna be it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let the old lady cut the lawn with it a couple times, and if it runs good, works good, then we'll put it up for sale. 150 bucks, 100 bucks in my pocket. I'll show you guys. It runs nice and good. So that's how you make yourself a little bit of beer money, play money, fishing money, whatever you want to call it. I've been doing this stuff for a long time and I love it. Your way home, you make yourself 100 bucks and... Alright guys, so I'm going to work on getting a remote for this camera so it'll be a lot better when it's on the tripod, a little bit easier for me. So, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I got another one coming for you guys on the Copart boat. We're doing a really sweet wiring job on it. I got an awesome troller motor and I did get it running, so can't wait to share that with you guys. So once again, thanks.